Hello everyone, I'm Nospio and welcome to Let's Play Dark Souls Remastered with just the bow. That means we're going to be playing through the whole game with no melee weapons, no shields, no offensive items, and no spells, anything that deals damage outside of the bow and arrow. Let's go over my character here and then we'll jump right in. So I'm starting as a female hunter, just for fun. I have the twin humanities, I'll talk about that a little later on, and just general plain old looking archer person I suppose, so let's get right into it. So, I love Dark Souls, and I can't wait to see this refreshed cutscene.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons.
Scary. Very scary.
But then there was fire. And with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark.
Those flames look awesome.
Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame.
Wow.
Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Asylum and her daughters of chaos.
Everything's so much more detailed.
Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten.
This is beautiful.
With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire.
I feel like that.
But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign.
That darn dark sign. Always causing trouble. I love that cutscene. When I first started playing this game, I used to watch that cutscene over and over and over again, trying to find some meaning or understanding from it. And then this is just freaky for the intro to the game.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
As such is our fate, it seems.
This is your fate.
Ah, she said it. Big glowing message in the middle there. You always, it's so surprising to see your character after you make them. Like, oh, it looks pretty cool, and then look in here and it's like, oh my god, what happened? Oh, thanks, bud. Not sure if good guy buddy night. Pro tip, he's a good guy buddy night. I was so dismayed when I first saw my character after, like, the first time I played this game on the original. Actually, the Prepare to Die edition, I suppose, not the original. There we go, Dungeon Cell Key. So let's talk about why I got a Twin Humanities at first. You have the option of getting a Master Key, which is pretty awesome and unlocks a bunch of stuff in the game early on. But my intentions are to play through the whole game and just go through everything, fight all the enemy types I can. I don't know, I have done a Dark Souls 3 bow only Let's Play. I'm actually right near the end of it at the time of this recording. And that's been a lot of fun. I hope I can finish it. I think I can. I'm close, I think. And so now we're going to start this one. Oh, hello person. Right off the bat here, another deprived running around. So let's go ahead and take that sword off. We won't be needing that. And yeah, I'm really excited to play this game. It's been a long time since I played Dark Souls. I played a ton of the original one. I beat the main game, but I never beat all the DLC. So hoping with this playthrough I'll once again defeat all the main game and get to the DLC and take that on with just the bow. So we got a large leather shield there, but we're not going to use that or the sword we're about to get from this pile right here because we just ain't going to need them. And yeah, so no summons in this playthrough either. This is entirely solo. I have it set to be online just so we can get invaded by other players because PvP, in my opinion, does make it a bit more exciting. And I do like PvP, but I will be using only the bow in PvP as well. And bow combat in this game is a little bit different than Dark Souls 3.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Sure, buddy. And I am going to be listening to the conversations in this remaster because I figure the sound will be perhaps a little bit different, and it'll be interesting to just go through and see all the stories once more in the new light.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family, "Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know." Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite.
Ah, thanks, buddy.
Oh, and this.
Ah.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
That one line he says near the start where he says, "I'll die soon, then lose my sanity," that threw me for a loop for a long time.
Now I would hate to harm you, and
There's nothing else extra to say. Let's just give him more tips there. I wonder, did he fall through the hole in the ceiling there, and that's why he's in this big crumbled mess right here? Or did we knock him over by hitting him with the bowling ball? He might have smashed right into him. He might have knocked back into this or something. I really hope that's not the case. I really hope. Alright, I'm trying to just relearn the controls really quick here. Oh yeah, that's how I do it. Okay, there we go. Just relearning all the menus because, like I said, I have been playing Dark Souls 3 a lot. So this is, I don't know if you heard that death noise, but that was Oscar dying. And we use our key and get 100 souls from Oscar. But I've been playing Dark Souls 3, and the bow combat in that game is a lot more fluid. In this game, it's a lot more rigid. And, in my opinion, maybe a little bit more difficult than I'm expecting. But we'll see how it goes. There's some growling going on here. Oh, these guys are slowly wandering towards me here. So now we're equipped with our first bow. This may be a bow that we'll use for a very long time. There's no reason to go anywhere other than down here right now. So let's do it. Here we go. Normally you can do a plunging attack on him there and deal some additional damage, but I don't think I can do that with a bow, and I don't want to do it with my fists, so we're just going to take some falling damage. So let's just keep doing this. Recurring theme in my Dark Souls 3 bow run was that enemies would just walk towards me a lot of the time and essentially allow me to just do whatever I wanted. I have a feeling that isn't going to be the case in this game because this game had a lot of pyromancy and magic in it, but so far he's kind of just doing that, at least as far as this tutorial Asylum boss goes. I did run past him in the start. He does kind of jump down and surprise you. I apologize for not showing that. Oh, he's kind of dealing some damage to me here, just bonking me over and over. But I was kind of on autopilot. I meant to show that to you guys, so I apologize. But he does look quite ferocious and quite vicious. I like the rocks flying around. All the textures seem to be a lot higher quality, which is good to see. Get smashed down, and I think we got him in one more shot here. There we go. 13 arrows left. I think I missed a shot, so we could have had 14 arrows left. We got the big pilgrim key, and victory achieved. Nice. Tutorial boss handled, no problem. Got some humanity, and let's use the key to open the way out here. So it's almost a wonder if that demon didn't kill Oscar or the guy up above. I don't think you ever actually find out his name from the game, so that's why I'm just referring to him as Oscar, because I believe that is his canon name or whatever. Let's head down here for some souls, if I remember correctly. I just feel like I'm kind of like riding a bike all over again. Everything I'm doing is just, my muscles are just taking me there. The only difference is I only held a bow in my hand this time as opposed to all the crazy stuff I tried to do before. Got a beautiful view here. Looks like we're trapped in the middle of some snowy mountains or something. Kind of interesting how this place is quite green and you know, unsnow covered, whereas the mountains surrounding are very covered in snow. I wonder if there's something special about this mountain. Like you can see even down below there's some green over there. So I wonder where all this life is coming from. There's even little plants growing and everything. I wonder if it could be with all these graves. Maybe the presence of all the death here is enough to like put nutrition in the soil and maybe attract enough worms and stuff to get things going. I don't know. Food for thought. Food for worms maybe too. Let's go up here and...
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen.
Wow.
To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords.
That's a long flight.
Lordran.
I don't know if I could be carried by a bird for that much distance. I might pass out. That's just a lot of up and down and trusting an animal that just seemed to grab you out of nowhere. But thankfully puts you down very nicely. Yeah, I would give that bird a look too, like, what the heck, man? And here we are. You can level up and kindle at bonfires in Lordran, which is a good thing to note. Let's, I think we can use a... Oh yeah, you have to use a humanity first, that's what it is. So let's go ahead and become a human right off the bat here. Let's use a humanity. Little sprite. Should we get powered up? You can see we have a 1 in the top left corner now instead of a 0. And when we reverse our hollowing by offering that 1 humanity, it's now glowing white in the top left, and we look like our character at character creation. So that's pretty awesome. What that does is a bunch of stuff I'll perhaps talk about later, but the most important thing is it enables online mode, so you can be invaded.
What do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first, but there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church, The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
I don't really think you can progress forward without going to those two bells, so that's really all you have to go on and all you need.
Hmm? What? You want to hear more? Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the undead church, but the lift is broken. You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the Undead Burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the Undead Burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
I think most of us would die again before stepping foot in the cesspool that is Blight Town.
Bloody hell, what is it now? You ask too many questions.
Really? That's kind of mean, man.
I'm not up for chatting. Leave me alone.
Alright then, good friend. Nice to meet you, though. Let's see. We have a friend here, I believe. No response, she cannot speak. This is our firekeeper who can reinforce the Estus flask. And yeah, she can't talk to us, so that's that. We do have another path to go down behind her there. And let's see, we have, I believe there's humanities here. Yep, if I remember correctly. It's like I said, it's been a long time since I played this game, so it'll just be a little bit of a remembering trip here, but I'm going to try and pick up all the treasure around the starting area as quick as I can. Get some firebombs here that I won't be using, but I could sell for arrows, which is something I'm going to have to acquire a supply of pretty early on here, because I only have 13 left, and that's all I can use to deal damage.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Firelink. Have you business with us? If not, I prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
I'm going to say I have business just because I want to get the stuff I can from them.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this, as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
A copper coin. What a generous, giving guy.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Yeah, sure, even though I'm not actually going to use them.
Then first, a covenant with the gods.
And in this game, you have to actually join all the covenants, but you can only do it one at a time, as opposed to Dark Souls 3, where you can be a part of all of them.
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
So let's see, we can learn a jester. That's mostly the reason I wanted to talk to him, because you get Shrug, which is pretty awesome. And you can actually purchase some spells from him, which some of them are pretty useful. Force is pretty fun. It just kind of knocks everything back away from you. And there's your talismans, which you use to cast faiths.
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
And that's him. So let's head on up here. That's Petrus. He's a pretty interesting character. The lore in this game is very, very interesting in my opinion, but it's a lot to get into. And honestly, even if I started talking about him, I don't think I'd finish by the time the episode was over. So if you're interested in the lore, maybe I could talk about some lore in some other videos, or if you want to look up some other people that have done lore stuff, there's some very cool fan theories about him and a bunch of the characters in this game. So we just took a weird path there. We actually took where the lift is supposed to be. You can fall down below it and get in here to get a cracked red-eye orbs and some morning star and talisman, which are Petrus was using a morning star and he sells talismans. And then we also have homeward bones, which are very useful. I'm actually going to put those on my equipment quick slots here just in case we need to use them. And then we also have one more treasure chest here. It's a good little starting bonus at the beginning here. We got some Lloyd talismans, which I'm also going to put on my bar just because if I get invaded, what those do is they prevent Estus recovery within a limited area, so you throw them at your opponent and they can't use Estus to heal themselves, which is not something you would typically hang on to, but it is very useful when you're dealing with invaders that just want to spam all of their Estus. And when I'm playing with just the bow, it can be a little bit difficult when people just keep healing and I only have so many arrows. So I just took a little shortcut there to come back to the bonfire. Pretty cool seeing other players here. I'm sure we'll get invaded, especially early on. There's usually a lot of people that want to try and mess with some lobies, and so we'll see how that goes. But first I have one more trip to get some treasure I want to do. I normally do this run just to get it out of the way, and I'm not going to be coming back here for quite some time, so I might as well do it now. So we got large soul of lost undead here. This run is a little bit challenging for me. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone. I think I should have grabbed that treasure up above, but I didn't. We got another round shield right there. Yep, large soul lost undead. Still got it anyways. Still, it's a little bit off time. This is like kind of a strategy I learned from someone a long time ago, and hopefully I can do it right. We got his Y-hander there, which is a very cool two-handed super sword. But here's where a lot of people die, as you can see. I think other people are trying this run too. Yep, and I got as well. I actually got poisoned and blood loss, it looked like there. So I'm going to run back and get my souls really quickly, and then I think we have one more item to get in that run. But as you can see, sometimes if you don't make the run correctly, then you do get got by all the skeletons. And it's been a long time since I played, so a little bit rusty on all the dodging and maneuvering. But no excuses. This game is going to be full of deaths, so I'm just going to actually do it a little bit faster this time since we don't have to stop for any loot. I feel like I should take off a couple armor pieces to move a little bit faster, but I don't quite know if that's going to be more beneficial than having the armor to reduce damage at this point. So after getting that binoculars, you're supposed to run back here behind these graves. There's a nice little straight path right up to this grave, which has a winged spear and is also guarded by a giant, so you have to be fast. But if you're quick and don't get stuck on everything like I do, you can actually make the run out of there. Now you might be thinking I'll just run this normal path back to the bonfire. That's not what I would recommend, because sometimes the skeletons will get too close to the bonfire and actually get you. So that's why if you take this shortcut like I did a little while ago, if you watch, I don't know if we'll get to see it here, but sometimes those skeletons will chase you in here and they'll actually fall off the side because they're not too good at walking along the side of a cliff like we are. So I should have actually used my humanity a little later, because I am going to have to pop one humanity again just to get my humanity back, because I do want to have some PvP, even if it's going to be ridiculous. I had read some reviews of the remaster, and quite a few people were saying that there's a lot of hackers and other malicious people invading and causing people's accounts to get banned from the online play through some shenanigans. We have our first enemies here, aside from the guys in the starting zone. I'm not going to use all my arrows on these guys, just going to try and fight a couple, get a feel for it. That was a really bad, I'm dead here. I'm for sure dead here. No? Oh, yep, I'm dead. I thought, I'm still getting used to the Dark Souls 1 again. There's going to be quite a few early deaths, I imagine. But we did get the soul, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, there's apparently some ways that you can get people banned through like hacking their game, and suddenly it'll get them banned. You know, I'm actually gonna have to run back again and do the I'm burning through all of my humanities very quickly here at the start of this this adventure, but I'm honestly okay with that, because I should be getting quite a few as we go on here, and I can always help people by being summoned into their game. Can I bonfire? I can't bonfire with you guys this close. This is kind of crazy. I've never seen them come this close. One thing I'm noticing about the enemies here, or a lot of them right off the bat, is a lot of them have glowing red eyes, which is interesting to note that in Dark Souls 3 it seems like only certain enemies have glowing red eyes. So that's going to be the trick with these guys, is to make sure I hit them during an attack. Oh my gosh, really? All three of you are going to come at me in here. I don't have enough arrows to really deal with all of you. Well, I do, but I don't really want to be expending this many arrows. Alright, we can get a Hollow Warrior waistcloth there anyways. So let's actually do something really quick. Let's take off the chest armor, because I feel like that'll add a little bit of weight to us that I don't want to deal with right now. I'm actually probably going to take off the gloves as well. Get our humanity back, so this time we can actually make it to the fun area. And I'm doing this kind of in a goofy order, because like I said, I'm still getting familiar with everything. And let's level up, because I have a few souls. Dexterity will increase. If you look at the right hand weapon, I don't know if I can show you guys here. Is there a help button perhaps? Yeah, here we go. Right-handed weapon. See how that goes up from 105 to 109? Because the bow is in my right hand first slot, that's showing me the difference between the level of 14 and 15. So I'll get 4 more damage if I do that. Doing this would give me, is that 6 plus 16, 22 more health, which is not bad. And I'll also gain some physical defense, so I'll probably buff that up, and then I'll have enough for 1 more upgrade. Let's just get some damage right now. Let's just really pump up the dexterity, and I'll show you really quickly why that's making sense to do it that way. For the bow, let's see if I can remember how to do this here. Toggle status, or maybe we just have to look at it. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Toggle status. Where's the scaling here? Toggle display. There we go. That's what I wanted. Sorry that took a second. So you can see in the parameter bonuses down here, param bonus means parameter bonuses, you can see that there's, I have to get rid of this now, a D for the muscly arm and A for the hand. A for the hand is dexterity, D is muscly arm, which is strength. So when you have an A parameter bonus in dexterity, which is the hand, you'll get more plus damage. You can see the physical damage up above is 31 plus 82. So the 82 is the bonus that I'm getting from using the bow, or from having higher dexterity, if that made any sense. Hopefully it did. So that's how that works. So dexterity will be really helpful for getting more damage with the bow. And my game just froze. Sound and everything. Sorry about that, guys. My game just crashed all of a sudden right as I ran up the hill over here, so hopefully I didn't mess anything up and we can continue on. I do have a humanity going, so we can do all the online shenanigans, and hopefully that continues to work out. So we're just going to run past all the enemies here, and oh, there's a firebomb in my face, just to get to the next area where hopefully we can run past even... Oh, I'm probably dead. Oh, I'm totally dead right here. Well, that's an embarrassing first start. I think what I need to do, guys, is not use the humanity, because I'm just burning through all of them getting past the first little opening area here. So let's just live life as a decaying corpse a little bit and just go for it, because I clearly am not as sharp at this game as I was when I first started. I just ran into that firebomb again. The dodging is a little bit different in this game too. I feel like the angles are a little bit more unforgiving. There's not quite as much dodge angle freedom as in Dark Souls 3, which is totally understandable. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a hard situation to... Oh, and they're all coming. Alright, can I convince more of you guys to kind of hop off the edge here? If I can get more of you guys to hop off the edge, that's gonna be fantastic for me, but I think they're pretty dedicated to their don't let this guy get anywhere strategy. So more arrows is an absolute priority. Now that I've gotten the item that was over here, I won't have to run for it again. This is a very goofy start to how I imagined this Let's Play would go, because I used to play this game, especially the starting area, all over and over and over again, because I just made so many characters and I always tried different things, and sometimes it wouldn't pan out, or sometimes I would change my idea or give up on my idea partway through. Whoops. And try and get past that guy. Alright, I don't want my souls, I'm just gonna go for it. Oh, I do need my souls though in order to even buy arrows, so I probably shouldn't have leveled up, but kind of at the same time feel like it was necessary. So yeah, let's keep going. We're in the Undead Burg now. I am skipping past some enemies and some possible treasure routes that I'll come back for later, just because, like I said, the true and absolute priority right now is getting to a place where I can both have souls and spend them on some arrows. And here we have a dragon. Wow, that dragon looks fantastic in this remaster, I must say. there's a whole lot of shenanigans here. Normally I'd fight through all of this, but I don't have the capability of doing so. So I'm just going to run straight down here, and hopefully those guys won't actually come down here.
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
So here's our friendly Insano merchant, who looks even more scary in the remaster here, petting his invisible dog or whatever might be in that little bucket right there. So let's see what he's got for sale. I can't afford any of it because I have no souls. He has repair powder, throwing knives. So the dried finger is used to make invasions more crazy for yourself. The orange soapstone I'll definitely pick up because that lets you write messages. We have a residence key, which I'll pick up as well. And some weapons I don't really care too much about. Only the short bow, which would be the one I'd buy, but I already have that. But he does sell standard arrows and large arrows, and that is what I'm all about. So let's
What a waste of time. Go and fall off a cliff.
Wow, just because I haven't bought anything yet, guy. Jeez. I'm about to go down here and bust out my wallet. So let's use item. Thankfully in this remaster they've given the option to use multiple souls at once, because back in the original you had to kind of equip them and then just spam each one, and that was your only way to use them quickly. Otherwise you'd be going to your inventory to use one over and over and over and over again.
Oh, you again. I hope you've brought plenty of souls.
I did. I made a withdrawal in my bank account, man. I'm all about spending it. Alright, so let's get this. Oh, should I get that now? Maybe I should wait. Maybe I should wait. I'm gonna get the soapstone first, just because I need that. Well, I don't need it, but I really like it. And then we'll get a whole bunch of standard arrows. So these cost 10 each. We can get 190 if we spent all of our souls. And honestly, I think we should.
Thank you kindly.
Because thankfully this game you don't have a arrow limit on your person so much. In Dark Souls 3 you can only carry 99 of any arrow at a time. Thankfully in this one I can have over that, which should make the ammo issue of Dark Souls 3 not so bad in the remaster. Oh, here we go. Doing some of our first actual combat here, outside of shooting random enemies and random bosses. We have broken straight sword, which is fine. And we do have another feature, we can aim with the bow, which is pretty cool. And stay kind of a little bit more free aiming with some enemies. You hear someone stomping around over here. Sounds like he's either up here or down below. Sounds like he's down below actually. Some throwing knives. I've always messed this jump up before, but we got it down. Getting it going. So I think we got just a little bit more treasure up here. And yep, just a light crossbow and some standard bolts. You can hear the pitter patter of all the enemies down there, which is pretty hilarious. Here they are. Let's see if we can actually shoot them in the face here. Headshots do deal a little bit more damage than a body shot, and can a lot of time trigger a special reaction animation kind of deal. Interesting note between lock-on and free aim is free aim you can only aim so far down, but with the lock-on you pretty much can lock on to just about anybody. You just need to angle it correctly. And probably throughout the Let's Play I'll give you guys lots of opportunities to see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna run down and collect the loot as we go here. There are a few enemies that will pop out, but I really have no interest in fighting a lot of them. I'm just here for this stuff. So let's see, are you gonna be crazy? Yeah, here you guys are gonna be crazy. I'm just gonna run through. This guy's gonna crawl up, and there's more guys gonna crawl up on the sides in here to pick up this rubbish, which you might be like, oh man, rubbish, I don't want that. But it's actually can be quite useful for a certain specific part of the game. So if you have one rubbish, I suggest holding on to it. Let's run over here, get the humanity, and that's awesome. We've made it through this area. We have arrows now, so I don't feel so scared and helpless. And I do have some more soul packets if I need some emergency arrows or something like that. But let's see, let's just run past these guys. These are just standard normal hollow enemies, nothing too exciting about them, but they can be overwhelming and they can get you, as you've seen. Got a wooden shield there, which is not a bad shield. It's got some good stability, takes a few shots. Let's just kill this guy really quick. Can kill him with 2 arrows, that's good to see. lots of people die in here. You can see all these bloodstains, and you can click on them and see how exactly they died. See, this guy was using the crossbow he picked up, and then he tried to do something and got caught. Looks like he tried to parry. He might have been PvPing. This might have been a few PvPers that died right here. So let's light this bonfire, and I think now that we're in here, we're actually going to use a humanity and play the game. Now that I won't be just running up to the first thing and dying over and over again. And this is quite a important bonfire for me. I have a lot of history with this one. There's a interesting strategy for farming souls that I use with this one, and the ladder that we'll get down that you can see right there. But I'll discuss that probably when we get to that point. Anyways, let's do some more headshots here. Thankfully the headshots actually deal quite a bit of damage in the remaster here. And you can, as you can see, you can interrupt some attacks that way and get headshots when guys are bent over, which is cool. So we have a load of summon signs here, which shows that this game is very active right now. A whole bunch of people. Luigi, Arif, whatever that is, Messer over here. A lot of cool people, but we won't be summoning anybody in this playthrough, though we hope to get invaded. So let's see, can we take out these thrower guys here? Certainly can. And I think I can get this guy as well, maybe even with a headshot. No, I'm just going to take 2 shots either way. Oh, dragon remnants. I haven't seen this kind of thing before. That's really cool. Bahamut. I wonder, is that like a friendly guy or a guy you can fight? I really have no idea. So we got another guy throwing firebombs here. He can't hit me over here, thankfully, as I just learned. Oh, can almost hit me there though. Since we need to actually deal 2 hits even we got a headshot, just go for 2 easy body shots. There we go, got him in the hand. That works for me. Guy standing way at the end of the hallway here, right in the face. I like guys that don't have shields because then they can't stop my arrows. Oh, here's this guy coming. Shot him in the axe, it looks like, actually. I hadn't seen that one before. He took damage from a shot in the axe. No joke. Alright, and there's a dude. This guy. He opens the door. I forgot about that. Let's wait till he goes for an attack. Thankfully he has a long recovery time. And we got him. Alright, so now we're moving on into this little room here. Forgot this guy is just standing here. I'm going to have to be a little bit cautious throughout this playthrough because it seems like I have forgotten a little bit of which enemies are where. I know that there's a guy in the other room right here though. I haven't forgotten about him. But he could get me. Normally I just walk in there flailing away with my axe or whatever and chop him to bits, but he got a hit on me. So hollow warrior helmet there. Decent little piece of armor. Let's open this treasure chest and see what we got. Black firebombs, those are awesome. They are a great item to deal damage to just about anything. And they deal extra damage to anything resistant or weak to fire, obviously. The bow, I must say, is very handy for this little small section right here, because there's all these guys and they just die in one headshot, which is fantastic. And normally that group, like 2 of them charge you and 1 of them throws firebombs, it can be a little bit difficult. Let's collect our loot for getting up here. I think this item is just here. Yeah, Soul of a Lost Undead. And let's see. I suppose we have a little bit more loot to acquire. And then we'll make a little bit more progress, I suppose. It's locked. I didn't buy the residency key, so I can't open that yet. But that's what that would open. So we'll come back for that at some point. This guy's waited at the top of the crossbow and still missed. That's pretty embarrassing, guy. I'll work on that. Alright, so we got 2 knights down here. Let's see, boop, right in the face on him. Might as well aggro them both at the same time. Because then they hold their shields down. Got a long sword right on. And make it pretty easy for me. Oh, this guy's got a spear. I really don't like spear guys, because they have this really bad habit of just being a complete pain in the butt. This guy might be a little bit better though, maybe? Let's just see. Now it matters if they keep their shield up or not, and he wasn't too bad about that, so pretty happy about that. It's a little bit of a trap up here. Got this guy standing next to a barrel. Oh, definitely get out of the way. Oh, I didn't somehow did not get out of the way. Oh, I was too far forward, I think. Oh man, drinking in this game is much, the heal effect has a long delay on it compared to Dark Souls 3. So that's kind of tripping me out a little bit. I have to be a lot more cautious about when I go for my heals. Because a lot of time I just, in the face of things, throw an Estus in there. Oh, that corpse behind me freaked me out the way it jumped up. That's one thing I love about Dark Souls 1 though, is you can kick the little corpses around. Sounds kind of disturbing, but that's how it is. As you can see in the top left, I now have a 1 in my humanity counter, where I previously had 0. And that's because if you make it through a certain section, kind of like killing as many enemies as possible, or doing it, I'm not quite sure exactly on how it works, but I just know when you progress through an area and kill a lot of enemies without dying and stuff like that, you can sometimes get bonus humanity just for doing it. And I really don't know how that happens, so I'm sorry I can't give you a good explanation, but basically kill lots of enemies and don't die, and you'll possibly get more humanity for free. So here's a Black Knight, and I normally have a really cool like repetitive backstab strategy for these kind of guys, but I can't use that in this playthrough. So we're gonna have to burn through quite a few arrows, and probably what I'll do is kill this guy if I can, and then using the souls I get from him, we'll go buy some more arrows and progress a little bit further. So get another 18 damage. I like to pull him out to this kind of open area here, because there's a lot more room for maneuverability. Now, since my arrows don't seem to stagger him, probably the best thing to do is not get shanked in the face with a two-hander. Ooh, that really hurt. Just go for a nice moment where he isn't able to kill me here, and then get an Estus, and then we'll sink back into the rhythm here. So we're going to learn his patterns. That's one of the most important things to do in Dark Souls with any enemy. Is do your best to learn any patterns they might have, any move sets. Oh man, sometimes I mean to dodge like at a kind of a side angle, like one of the 8 degrees, and it seems like I can only dodge like left, right, forwards, and backwards. So there are some moments where I'm probably gonna just completely derp out the roll. Whoops, I may do a bit of this fight unlocked actually. That might be the best way to fight this guy, is to just unlock my camera from him and only do it when I'm going for an attack. Oh man, some of these charging attacks that he uses though, they're just long enough animation wise. This is probably going to be the boss fight of this episode here. Oh, and we just got invaded. Okay, well, this is oh yeah, it's Jake the Twink. Is he gonna be a mean guy and make me die to this thing? Because he's a twink, as he already is declared in his character name. So there's a very good chance that I would get walked up behind and backstabbed right here, or slammed with a giant fireball spell. Because this is kind of what I expected when the Dark Souls Remaster was coming out. Is there's gonna be a lot of people just playing around in the start area, being real big bullies. I mean, it was kind of always a thing in the original game anyways. That's why I'm really not surprised to see that happening all over the place already. But that's Dark Souls, and honestly it wouldn't be the same game without that going on. Thankfully it doesn't seem like the guy has actually found me yet. So we're using that to my advantage right now, trying to just get through this night as fast as possible. If Jake the Twink is a cool guy, he'll let me finish this fight. And, oh, there he is. He's found us. Oh, shoot. And this Black Knight just got me pretty good. Didn't get me there. Seems like Jake the Twink might be being a cool guy, considering that he's found me already. He's, walking towards me like he's gonna do something, though. Oh, shoot. Am I stuck in this corner here? I seem to be stuck in a corner. Oh, this is not good, everybody. Oh, thankfully the Black Knight seems to have locked me out. Oh, but Jake the Twink has decided to be a jerk. So there we go. We got in our first PvP attempt right there. So thankfully you can get your humanity back if you get your souls back, and you can burn that extra one to kind of get back to being a human. But yeah, so I think this episode has been a little bit long for my episode 1. I wanted to be a little bit shorter, but kind of cool. got a little intro to the game here. Next time we'll go and actually fight the Black Knight again, hopefully not get invaded and die that time, and then we'll move on and see what else the game has in store for the bow only playthrough. So I hope you enjoyed this first episode, and we'll see you in the next one. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited already. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.